Have you ever tried to work in an area that's too small? I have a 12 by 12 studio out in my shop, and that's where I normally record from. You've seen it, the background with the shelves and the clutter on my wife's half of the office. Well, when it's really cold, I hate to spend the money to heat up that building if I'm not going to be in there all day. And the same thing in the summer. And we've just gone through some really hot weather. Even today is going to be hot. And so I hate running the air conditioner out there. Now, I upgraded the air conditioning so that it would be more than adequate, and it works great. The only problem is the local power company loves when I turn it on. And being retired on a fixed income, I don't know why they call it a fixed income. It's really quite broken. I don't know. But right now I'm working out of, I call it Studio B. Studio A is my studio out in my, it's a 32 by 64 foot, 12 foot tall pole barn. And since I decided that I was going to conserve resources, save money is really what it was, by not heating and cooling Studio A all the time, that I would take this 5 foot by 6 foot, what used to be a walk-in closet. It's right off my wife's craft room. And it's fine for me. The only problem is it makes it a little difficult for shooting because it is a 5 foot by 6 foot area. And I really haven't seen any videos on YouTube where they're talking about shooting in a 5 by 6 area. It's basically, it is a walk-in closet. And so I wanted to put up a green screen. So the picture you see behind me is a fake YouTube studio. But I didn't want the distraction of the shelving behind me. And you can obviously tell it's a tiny, tiny room. I was getting too many comments that it was distracting. So I bought the fabric. I finally, over the weekend, I cut it to fit my needs. And I stapled it to the wall, and then I hung some in front of the shelf. And you can't see all that because, well, that's the whole purpose. When you're shooting in a small area like this, they all tell you the same thing. You can't do it. Well, when you don't have much of a choice, you figure out a way. So after I over the weekend got everything kind of reorganized, put the green screen up in its permanent position, and then I settled in to try to get my equipment set up better. Well, after spending 2 hours
trying to get the sound just right,
I finally just said, you know what? The perfectionist in me has to take a back seat, and I have to say, okay, it's good enough, because I still wouldn't be done if I wouldn't have taken that attitude. There's something about me. I want everything perfect. And we live in an imperfect world. We all are imperfect. And so that makes life difficult sometimes for me, because I want to be perfect. I want everything perfect, and it's not. You know, you don't really realize how small a 5 by 6 room is until you try to set up a TV, a computer, a camera, video equipment, sound equipment, my security equipment, my camera, my security cameras, and then a little bit of memorabilia with the grandkids hanging on the wall. You can't see it, hanging on the wall from when they were babies. I have a prized possession. My oldest granddaughter, she was 4 or 5, and she didn't have anything to give me. So her mom said, "Do you want to make something for Grandpa?" Well, all my Garfield is packed away in the attic. But the one thing my baby girl gave me is hanging on the wall. It's Garfield. A paper plate and a cutout. She colored it. And that's what my granddaughter Elizabeth got me. She made it for me. I wanted to do a quick follow-up to show you that I didn't stick with the green screen. It's just too phony. So instead, I put a little bit of wallpaper up, cleaned up the shelf behind me, and it is what it is, folks. I'd rather just turn the camera on and get on with it than worry about all the green screen settings and all the stuff that drives you crazy. So my little closet studio B, it's 5 foot by 6 foot. Actually, it's a few inches under each direction, but that doesn't really matter much. But I do just fine in this little space. Actually, I would like a little bit different, but hey, like my aunt used to say all the time,
It's good enough for me.
actually very good. And I really don't need much more than space than this. And since my pacemaker, my wife informed me that she would rather have me here where she can keep an eye on me than out in the shop, because if something should happen, she may not know for 2 or 3 days. No, she would come make sure I had something to eat eventually. But working in a little space, one of the nice things about it is nothing is too far away. I don't have to do much move. It's all right here. Now, if I turn the camera around, well, let's just say that ain't never going to happen. The wall behind my camera has all of my notes and different program passwords and everything that you don't want going out over the internet. But this direction, the lamp behind me, my wife made that. The lighthouse lamp on top was from a collection that my best friend had. I bought some of his collection after he passed away. And it's nice because every day when I come into this little closet, turn the lights on, the top of that lighthouse, the light comes on, and I think of my friend Larry. No worries, I paused it. I was losing my train of thought. You didn't even know I had a train, did you? Of course I had a train of thought. Just because it left the station without me doesn't mean anything. Well, that's my little follow-up ending for this video, folks. If you found anything entertaining, educational, inspiring, or just downright aggravating, hit that like and share button. If there's someone you don't like, send them a link to my video. It'll drive them crazy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.